ladies and gentlemen, please, if I can draw your attention over here, I want to show you a most valuable piece of art in this museum. It's this behind me. It's our American flag. I say it's the most valuable piece of art because it is symbolic. It is a symbol of a once great nation that believed that government had three things that defined it. The first thing that defined this government, which was the United States of America, was that all political power was inherent in the people. The political power is the power to make laws, to govern society. And it was once inherent in the people. The other thing that was so beautiful about this, what symbols this flag and the people that lived under this country, the United States, was that the government derived its just powers from the consent of the governed. Can you imagine that? Is there anything else in this room, in this museum, that symbolizes such a beautiful thing? And the other thing that this flag symbolizes was that the government that was instituted among men was there to protect and preserve individual rights. Can you remember? Think back. Can you remember through history where we had such a wonderful country? So this flag is symbolic of that once great country that is lost. The reason it's lost is because the government leadership at governors, mayors, congressional members seem to feel, and the Supreme Court, the courts of all branches of government of this once great country have lost their principles and values that was designed and outlined in the Declaration of Independence that formed this great country, and of which the Constitution of that country was built upon. Those principles. That all men were created equal. And men was endowed, and women, with certain unalienable rights, rights that cannot be taken away, rights that could not be stolen or sold by anyone, especially government. That these rights were unalienable and endowed by their Creator, which means these rights were not granted by government or by man, but natural born rights that we had prior to government existing. But the people forgot about all this. They put all their trust and faith in government to do everything for them. And we have growing homelessness on the streets. We have out of control medical situations because government puts their hand in everything and controlling everything, and the people forgot what it was like to take their talents, abilities, and passions and put them to work for them and their families, and accept the idea that wealth generation was part of the American dream. The other part of that American dream was the ability and the freedom to actually do it and not feel penalized and punished by government because you were successful. That through this process of taking your talents, abilities, freedoms, and liberties and putting them to work, there's a natural process that we will give back to our communities, and the communities will flourish because everyone, most people anyway, have a desire, ability, and want to actually give back and contribute because they're contributing by doing something. They're contributing by using their skills and abilities. But no, we've gone to a world, a government, where this flag no longer counts. Instead, we want to have our hand out and say, take care of me. I'm incapable. Take care of me because you know better. I don't want the responsibility. All one has to do is look back through history and see the destruction, the death, the genocide committed by governments that have been allowed by their people to do everything for them and make all their decisions for them. Governor Ducey has decided he has the authority, as long with many other governors, that they have the authority to determine who's essential, who's not essential, whose business is essential, and whose business is not essential. He alone can decide which company, which business, which family-owned operation is more beneficial to the communities in which they operate. You can't decide that. We have to leave it to government. Well, I'm certainly hoping that this flag won't become a museum piece of a once great nation. I hope that you join me in getting back to the Constitution, learning and teaching and talking about it, and holding our government officials accountable for their atrocious behaviors. But we have only ourselves to blame for that. I'm Randy Miller, and I'm running for the Arizona House of Representatives for Legislative District 21, and I'm fighting for this flag, for your rights, for your freedoms and liberties to be who you can be, learn from your failures and benefit from your successes, and allow the natural process of who we are to build this nation back up again. I'm Randy Miller. This is my Constitution Minute, and I hope you'll join me. Thank you.